All right, welcome to Cruise Control. My name's Eric, and tonight we're going to be talking about a few different things. First and foremost, thank you so much for watching and for subscribing. And I have some relatively large channel news to discuss. This car that you see on the background is of a 2009 Honda Civic Si. I've owned this car for a while now and I really enjoy it. I got to take it out on track, which was a lot of fun last year. And the only thing that I added was to the back of the car, and I'll use this guy right here. Right back here is a sway bar, and I upgraded it to a 19mm Eibach rear sway bar, and that helps with rotation. So with a car like this, since it's front-wheel drive, when I was going around the track, I was getting pushed out of corners. This doesn't stop that, but it does help the back end rotate. And on a front-wheel drive car, there's a move that I've been practicing. It's called the Scandinavian flick. So let's say you want to turn left. You don't just turn left. You first rotate quickly to the right, and then you turn to left. And it helps rotate the back end so you can cut through a corner better. And having that rear sway bar really helped out in that. It was a lot of fun. It did really well, and I really enjoyed having the car. Past tense, I just sold it, and I felt it was just time. I still haven't decided yet on which car I'm going to replace it with, but it's just a fun vehicle. And if you guys have any questions on it, channel news. Yes, Rithium, thank you for your comment. If you guys have any questions as to why I sold it or what that car was like to drive, go ahead and leave those comments down below. That is just one of the announcements for this evening. The other announcement I'm going to get to right now, unless you guys have any questions, it doesn't appear so. So let's go ahead and switch things over here. All right, so the next bit of news, this is a PS5 playing an older game here on a PS4 game. This is a Gran Turismo Sport. Well, there's going to be a new game coming out called Gran Turismo 7, and I have a long history with the franchise. In fact, Gran Turismo was the whole reason why I bought a PlayStation to begin with. And I've owned every single game that Gran Turismo's put out, and I really am excited to show Gran Turismo 7. In the meantime, I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit about Gran Turismo Sport. And instead of having it on my car channel where I go and review cars, we have created a new channel called CruiseControlGaming, and the link is going to be in the description. So please do come follow me over there. And if you can kind of see this wheel right here that's rotating, this is going to be my racing wheel that I'm going to be using, and I am no pro when it comes to that. But this wheel that's on here is a $400 wheel, and as soon as we get to 1,000 subscribers, wait for it, we're going to give this wheel to one of you guys. Right? And so I'm going to hold a raffle. It's going to be free to you guys. I'll send it to you because I'm going to upgrade to a different wheel. This is a lovely wheel, but I have my heart set on another one. What a pretty car. Thank you, Helena. I appreciate that. It is a pretty car, and we're going to go into a test run here in a little bit. We're going to drive because, of course, I want to show you guys what it's going to be like. Reserve your judgment on my driving ability. I will get better as we go, but right now it is what it is. Oh, thank you, Rithium, for thinking that's a cool giveaway. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to racing, and one of the big things that I'm going to do, obviously we're going to race together. We can have live streams, or you guys can join and we can do racing together. That's going to be fun. I believe I'm going to be doing it on Saturday nights with Gran Turismo 7. And then if you guys want to play Gran Turismo Sport certain times, we can swap games and things of that nature. But I believe Saturday nights is what I'm going to start choosing to live stream. You guys can come in and join. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, subscribed immediately. Thank you so much, Helena. Really appreciate that. And super excited. Go ahead and check out the first video that's on there, and it's on the Type R. And technically that's the second car that I did. I just got that video uploaded first. The first video was actually on the GR86, and that's going to be uploaded tomorrow. And so you guys will get those. And then weekly, I'm going to be doing these test videos where it shows cars in stock form going around a track and competing against each other with cars that you would normally put in a price bracket. Like I am looking at a GR86 or a Type R. And I've driven both in real life, and now I've driven them virtually on a track. I've not driven either one of those in real life on the track, but this is a racing simulation game. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see how this goes. Thank you, Rithium. I really appreciate that. If I only had a PS5, well, you know, Sony would love for you guys to buy a PS5 so you guys can come join me. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And so this is going to be exciting, and you guys are going to get to be able to see my driving needs some work, but that's okay. I'm excited for the challenge. I was really good when it came to the actual, you know, this guy right here. I was good here, but when it came to the wheel, I just got this. That's brand new to me. My lap times are considerably slower across the board from what I could do in the controller. So it's going to be real fun to see what I can do, and I'm excited for you guys to join. And I'm going to give cross comparison on videos of what it's like on track versus what it was like in real life. So on all the cars that I can get on Gran Turismo 7 or Gran Turismo Sport, I'm going to give a review on exactly what it's like stock, with stock tires, no modifications, anything like that. And we're going to see what it's like around the track. And then I'm going to tell you, hey, this is what it was like in real life. These are the things that are similar about it in the game versus real life, and these are the things that are different. And this is what I think of the vehicle either way. And so that's something that I've already done with the Type R. So please go ahead and check out that video and give it a nice big thumbs up. That's much appreciated. And then, like I said, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, this guy is going to be raffled off. And this is certified with PlayStation 5. So this is meant to work with the PS5 and the PS4. So this is definitely going to work really well with Gran Turismo. I really like it. There's just going to be another wheel that I want more. So this will be the guy that we raffle off. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So are there anything that you guys have questions on before we change stuff up here and we start doing our first race? You guys have any questions? All right, let's see. Subscribe immediately. Thank you. This song is spooky. Yeah, sometimes spooky music is cool though. I don't mind some spooky sounds. All right, let's see what we have here. Time trial. Let's go with an actual race. Let's race against some people. And let's go around good old Laguna Seca. And what I'm going to show you guys is I don't like to do my car. We're going to do a Mustang GT. And let's see how bad we lose with try to go against some professionals here and see how bad this Mustang does. Or how good it does. Who knows? Maybe it's going to beat up a Ford GT or a Supra. No, probably not. So I'm going to show you, a 911. No, probably not. Yeah, that's some good cars that we're going to... But there's a GR86. Oh, maybe we can do that one. We'll find out. All right, so we're going to go to car settings. It's stock, right? So we go here, level up. It's on stock. Nothing's been changed. Traction control. Okay, fine. I'm going to lower that to a 2. Sports. We're going to keep it in the sports car range. We're going to keep stuff that you can get from the factory. You can get a soft sports car from Ford from the factory. So that's as soft of a tire that we're going to get. You can buy aftermarket. You can get different tires, right? You can get racing soft, racing super soft. There's those type of tires. But from the factory, the nicest tires you can get are just soft tires. So I leave that alone, and then I don't change anything here. So I leave everything factory. All right, so we didn't put in the differential. We haven't changed the transmission. So we're going to leave everything the same. We're going to back out. We're going to look at driver's aids and make sure that we've turned off all of our driver's aids. So auto drive is off. The only markers that I use are cone markers because when I go race in person, they have cone markers. So I'm trying to give as close to a representation that I can. Brake indicator, no, we don't put that on. Low fuel light, sure. Low fuel light shows up in real life, so why not? Active stability management, you can have stability control on in your car when you race, that's fine. I turn it off, but if you want that on, you can. Counter steering assist, no, I'm not going to have the game try to help me steer. Until like brakes, I just leave it as standard. Right, so this is my setup. And then when I get in the car, I like to be in the driving mode that is like you're in the car. I don't like the one where you're outside the car and it looks like a toy, or I don't like the one where it feels like you're right on the pavement and there's nothing in front of you, because that's not realistic. I want to try to give it as a realistic expression as I can, so that way it can teach me what this car would actually be like in real life. All right, it reminds me of those boss levels in games. That's fun. All right, so let's go ahead and see how we do. This is the first time that I am taking this car around Laguna Seca. Let's get it stopped. Well, I already went off track. Just because I was trying to adjust my volume. Alright. So, first impressions. Decent power. Suspension bob. If you notice like that up and down motion, that's because when the game shifted, let's see how good the brakes are. I braked early because I didn't know how well. I may have braked early, but I didn't brake enough. So that's my fault. I came in too hot. I should not have taken the Mustang that fast. But if I start getting sorry, I kissed somebody's bumper. Didn't mean to do that either. My apologies. No. Well, I must be braking late and running into people. So bad behavior. I'd be in a lot of trouble on an actual track. Let's make sure that I don't hit anybody else. Alright. So, like I said, there's a lot of stuff on driving that I still need to learn that's on here. And the subtleties of this wheel are interesting, to say the least. There's nothing quite like it, though. It's definitely more interactive. I think I got by. Oh, nope, I didn't get by. They're right there, so let me see if I can get by over here. Oop, sounds like they hit the back of me. That's their fault, not mine, maybe. It might still be mine. Nice. That was a much better corner entry there. There we go. We are down to, what is it, 7th place? Alright, so let's see, 6th place. Let's see if we can gain any more traction here. So that was the first lap. Brake harder and longer. Sorry. Well, I said I was going to stop hitting people, but bad corner. Bad corner. It's alright, he got me back. Karma. Alright, so pretty easily controlled. I just need to learn my driving line a little bit better with this car. The mass, when it rotates, it does feel like you could use a firmer suspension. Would be one of the mods that I'd want to do. Of course, the first thing that I would do is just get seat time in the car, like this. If any of you guys want to go faster around the track, the first mod you should do is yourself. Get in the car, go get on the track, and get some seat time in, because you're going to be able to go a lot faster learning how to drive your vehicle around the track that you want to learn. After that, I'm going to start with tires, right? If I'm going to be on the track, I'm going to start with tires, some brake pads that are meant for the track, and some high-temp brake fluid would be my first things that I'm going to do. And if you listen to all those things, none of those were about power, but all of those will help me get consistently better lap times. You see how I'm getting more controlled? Hopefully I don't mess up with saying that. But you see this is already the 2nd lap. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's pretty easily controlled. But, you know, stock Mustang's not bad. So it does rotate quite a bit, the mass, so it could benefit from a firmer suspension that I was going for. So that would be one of the things that I'd want to do. If this is going to be on the track, I'd want some stiffer springs. 15-20% stiffer for track duty. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. I really didn't. I just wanted to get in that corner. Alright, so the way I race on here may not be the most legal if we were like at an SCCA sponsored event, but I'll try to get better at not hitting people. That rotated the mass pretty heavily. So we're in 3rd place now. Let's see if we can close any gaps. Didn't mean to hit you. You just over-braked. Weird, because that's a Supra. He didn't need to brake that hard. He could have carried more speed to that corner. So the AI is just being conservative. It could have been more aggressive. I've heard that the AI in Gran Turismo 7 is supposed to be far superior than the AI in Gran Turismo Sport, which would make the game more exciting to have some better competition. Man, that 124 GT, man. That thing can hustle, can it? Ooh, that thing's nice. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. It's the only time I could try to pass you, so I had to pick my moment. Let's go ahead and go through here. Maybe cut that nice and short. Now, he has more power than me, so if he wants to pass me, he technically could. Let's see if I can eke out a win here. Woo! We won. Look at that. We went from a 208 to a 148 to a 144. So you noticed how progressively the time got better and better because why? I didn't add any more power to the car as the race went along. I just got used to the car and how it would rotate. So pretty fun. All right, so let's go ahead and back out of here. All right, and we'll just go back to the garage and I'll answer some questions for you guys. Okay, we'll go here where it says view car. All right, so what did you guys think here? Sorry, I missed you guys. I wasn't going to be able to get to your messages here because I was driving it. But cool, you guys liked it. Awesome. 240SX Byungchan. Nice. Do you have a 240SX or are you asking me to race with a 240SX? What time do you think you'll get? Well, sorry, I couldn't answer that as I was driving. As your fastest. Are you playing live or AI drivers? I think they are. Okay, Derby racing. Byungchan, thank you so much for showing up to the live stream. Really appreciate it. That was just not a live. That was just a AI, right? That was just that. What I'm doing is I'm showing what my new channel is going to be like. And of course, you guys can come race live. We can play Gran Turismo Sport. We can play Gran Turismo 7. So these are the games that I'm going to have on there. On launch day, we're going to do Gran Turismo 7. And I bought the one that comes with like certain cars and the better package, blah, blah, blah. So we'll see what's inside it. And I'm going to compare it against every Gran Turismo game I've ever owned. If you guys want to ask any questions either about the game or the car itself, feel free to go ahead and ask here. Saw you pass a 240SX. Aha. Yeah. I couldn't even really tell some of the cars that I was passing. I was just trying to concentrate on my driving lines. But as far as this Mustang is concerned, from the factory, it's really not bad. The engine's fantastic. That V8, the Coyote engine, is just glorious. It likes to rev, and most V8s don't. And this V8 just... it really lives at that upper rev range. If you guys have ever driven one in person, I will have a Mustang just like this that's going to be on the channel in the next couple of months. So look for that review to show up. And I love the Coyote engine, the way it sounds, the way it pulls. It may not have some of that lower end torque that some of the Chevys do. And I will also have a Chevy V8 that's going to make an appearance on here as well. So I'll be able to give you some comparison and some contrast between the two. But spoiler alert, I like both. You know, I'm not going to say one's better than the other. They're just different, and I appreciate their differences. They're interesting. All right, so those are my big channel announcements. I've already sold the 2009 Honda Civic Si. What I'm going to replace it with, we still don't know. Here are the top contenders: the Mazda Miata the Mazda Miata RF. That's what I was trying to say. The RF Miata, the retractable fastback is what I want to say it's called. It's a great car, great fuel economy. It's a lot of fun. If you guys want to check out that video, go ahead. I also am considering the Type R, which is very precision based. I really enjoy driving it. Considering the GR Corolla, which is kind of similar to like a WRX, but in Toyota flavor. Because it's all-wheel drive, it can split the differential, it's turbocharged, manual. You know, that's very Subaru. So it's just going to be the Toyota variation. So I'm excited to see what the GR Corolla is going to bring. And then, of course, the GR86, which is just, as far as my heart of hearts, it's just the prettiest one of the group. I really like the look and the color. It maybe can't do what the Type R and maybe the GR Corolla can do out of the box on the track. So those are some things that are making me lean one way or the other. All right, let's see. Drove one a few months back, Ford Mustang. Nice. Hard to get in and out of, but smooth power. It's not a bad car by any means. Yeah, no, absolutely. To get in and out of, I think any sporty car is hard to get in and out of. The GR86 felt like it was much lower than the Mustang, so I'd say it's even harder to get out of the GR86. The Mustang felt up a little higher for me, so it wasn't as bad. But I understand what you mean. But yeah, no, the power is super smooth. I love that V8, and one of these days I gotta get behind the wheel of the Shelby GT350 because it has a flat plane crank V8 that revs to 8,250 RPM, which would just be amazing to hear. And there's also a Shelby GT500, which has over 700 horsepower and it's supercharged. And both of those cars I would really love to drive. On the Chevy side of things, there is the supercharged version of the Camaro, the ZL1, I want to say is what it's called. And then there's just the regular standard SS, but the SS also has a 1LE pack, so it's their track pack. Mustang has their performance pack for that as well, but I'd really like to see what they're both like out on the track. I've experienced them in the streets, but I would really like to take them to the track. It'd be a lot of fun. All right, so like I said, my new channel is going to be called CruiseControlGaming. We're going to be doing live streams. You guys can come in and join, and we can go ahead and race together. If there's any cars that you want to see me test drive on here, and then give a comparison to what it was like on any of my other videos. If you're like, hey, I watched your mini video, I'd like to see what the mini is like on the game, and then give a comparison, go ahead and drop a comment down below, and I will go ahead and make sure that I make that video for you guys. So weekly, I'm just going to be putting up a video, so that way you guys can see the comparison. And weekly, I'm also going to be doing a live stream on the gaming channel. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Come join in. It's going to be a blast. And I still don't know what we're going to replace the Civic Si with, but just know something's coming. But I'm going to take my time with it. I am in no rush. It's not like I'm making the decision tomorrow, because I do want to drive the GR Corolla. I'm not buying anything until I get to drive it. I do want to drive the new Type R. I like the 10th gen. I think I'm going to like the 11th gen even more. And there's rumors that it might come with a DCT. Well, if those rumors are true, I want to experience what that's like. I think Honda's going to make a really good DCT, and I'm a save the manuals kind of guy. But if you've ever driven a good dual clutch, like for example, a Porsche Cayman with their PDK, ooh, it's a regular automatic when you're in traffic and you don't want to have to shift. And then when you're on track or you're in your favorite back road and you want to be able to pull the paddles, that thing responds instantly. It's fantastic. So I want to see what kind of a DCT, or even if it happens. Right now it's a rumor, we don't have confirmation, but if it does happen, I want to know what kind of an experience that would be like. So there's some things that I want to know before I make my final choice. If you guys have any questions for me now, go ahead and leave that on there. If not, this was just going to be a short live stream letting you guys know some of the big channel news. Sold the car, started a new channel. Thank you for coming. Like I said, this wheel right here that I'm using, when I upgrade to my new wheel, which is going to be very soon, and I'll reveal to you what that's going to be. It's just not out yet. It's on pre-order. So as soon as that comes in, I will do a video and an unboxing on that new wheel. And at the same time, I will show you what this wheel is like. And if you guys have any questions, like what do you like about this wheel? What are you looking for in your next wheel? Leave those comments down below as well, and I can help you if you guys want to do your own racing setup at home. Because the controller is fun, because we all start here, but I will tell you that using these little joysticks versus moving on to an actual racing wheel, and it has force feedback, meaning you can actually feel the steering wheel pull, right? Just like you were on the track. Maybe it's not as precise as what the manufacturers would do, but it does change from car to car. Like that Mustang feels completely different around the track than the GR86 did, and the GR86 feels completely different than the Type R. And so it does change the force feedback based on the vehicle that you're driving. So I really like that a lot. All right, so let's see if anybody has any questions. Thank you for showcasing this. Excited to see. Thanks. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining. That's going to be it for me tonight, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.